brain. Welcome into his frequency. Enter at your own risk. Come be at peace with me. Ask the Paul, where we rise and don't fall.
So when we caught up a few weeks ago, you talked about the New York sort of acting scene and how it's not in vogue to be like funny, and then also like talk about some of the roles that you auditioned for, that you've been a part of, like in this sort of like Black woman like cutout that they're trying to like fit everybody into.
Totally, yeah. There's so I guess having graduated with degree in musical theater and then coming here, and even it's the same in Chicago too, just like I think theater altogether, and New York is a big theater city. It's very like the roles for Black women are very serious. And then if you're in musical theater, if you are on stage and you're in a principal role, which I'm a lead actor, I'm not really like an ensemble dancer or anything like that. You're usually going to have something really dramatic and serious happen to you. You're most likely going to die if you're a Black woman. You're most likely going to like be beaten up if you're not going to die if you're a Black woman on stage, which is like a terrible thing. But I got to see like after role that I played, the few lead roles for Black women on stage, Ragtime was like my dream role. She gets beaten up and killed, in the first act. I just wanted to sing the part. I didn't realize how traumatic it was being. Nobody really prepares you for the trauma either. Like that's another gap in learning. It's like no one prepares you to deal with the trauma that you have to experience on stage. I digress. But there's and then I played Felicia in Memphis. She gets beaten up at the end of the first act. And then you go through like Once on This Island is another one of the famous ones. She dies and turns into a tree. And even Color Purple, one of the more well-known ones, it's huge on abuse themes. And so I just started to think, like there's not my brother also was like one of the ones who was like, if I see you get beat up again on stage, I've just had enough. And I sort of realized, that's true. Like, why are we always being beaten up? Why is it so okay to see Black women get beat up on stage? And we also just never see a white woman get beat up on stage. Like I can't really name one off the top of my head where there's a white woman in a musical who's like, it's okay to see her get beaten up or she gets beaten up. Like it just doesn't happen. So I started to feel that and like be a little tired of that. And that kind of inspired me to start writing my own stories. And, because while there is truth to the history of abuse and lack of care for Black women's bodies, there is so much like laughter and fun. And my experience has been, joy from Black women, and the Black women in my family that I grew up in, they're just some of the funniest people. So once I started writing it, I really was wanting to write, those kinds of stories where you get to see Black women having fun and being funny, and, being friends and loving each other and not dying and living lives and loving. And so that's kind of what I focus on in my writing now too.